My inspiration stems a lot from one of my hobbies and pastimes, which is video gaming. Having watched so many games and played so many games, looking from a certain angle and really being the protagonist, I've wanted to try and put the audience in that seat. I wanted to really drive our lead role as the vehicle for how the audience watches.
I can't really overemphasize how excited I was when I first saw Nick's concept. Like the idea of having the chance to do a sci-fi ballet piece. You know, I was not going to turn that down. His initial script really grabbed me, portraying dance through a virtual reality computer game experience. For him, it was really crucial that he was going to take the viewer on a journey.
Saturn is a sand-laid world. The creatures that inhabit it are always forever on their knees and have sleeves that extend double the length of their own arms. We go over to Mars after that, where they've got 5 men, very metallic in their look and very aggressive in their nature. And then we move on to Venus, where you've got these angelic-like harpies.
Nick's choreography is very large. He does like to really use your body to be able to go to the extremes and be able to show highs and lows and different textures within his choreography.
The whole process was really fun because it was all very experimental. Even the creation of the choreography was very costume-led. It literally came to me in a dream. Through that period before waking up in the morning, I basically just came up with these 3 really bizarre characters. I took the ideas over to Mary and Wardrobe and was basically just asking, are any of these possible? They sort of drew up some designs for me. And it was just really cool to see these weird, odd dreams coming to life. And it really got me excited on, okay, how can we create with these?
Initially, we were actually creating choreography around where could the camera be possibly? Where do we want to have our focus?
It was the first time I got to conceptualize a piece. And having that being brought to life by a film director really brings clarity to how I am able to tell a story because he knows how to portray that through a lens.
We have a very markedly different approach to the camera work in each world. Saturn is a world of weight and oppression and being bogged down. Although we do want to introduce the viewer to the concept of the first-person VR, we're shooting most of that on sticks. So we have a fixed perspective. It's intentionally not as dynamic as the subsequent dances, as Chris is being weighed down and gradually being dragged down towards the floor. We're gradually lowering the camera to just create this sense of being pulled down with him.
Mars is a great example of a scene where we actually had that led by where we want to be as the protagonist, but also where all the dancers will be around him. The camera is very much in the scene. It's bouncing around, bouncing off people, charging through small gaps of dancers.
It's meant to feel like being inside a pinball machine, a very frenetic handheld camera work. We planned out that particular dance so that we could actually shoot it in one take. We had to get our director of photography, David, basically learning the camera choreography to interact with the dance choreography.
We're told not to look into the camera. You've got to be aware of it, but without looking at it. It's another thing to think of on top of your technique, where you're meant to be, what count you're on, another layer.
For the last world that we go to, Venus, comparatively that's very calm. Yeah, I guess we wanted that just to feel like we can breathe. That's all shot on Steadicam. It has a very fluid, graceful style to the camera work. It's a great way to film a duet as well because we have a lot more space to move around and we can really bring to life the dynamism of the 2 performers. When we're in the first person with Chris, yeah, that feels very dynamic, very kinetic, but we're very much in his head. We need to switch out of that when we're showing a duet because it's about not just Chris, it's about Chris and Constance.
I love working for film. It's got a different feel about it. You do have to prepare yourself like, okay, this is going to be on camera forever. So you do want to make sure your fifth is extra tight, your technique is just a little bit extra clean. You want to go that extra little step for the choreographer because he is your colleague and you want the best for him.
There's a really nice dynamic on set between me and Nick. Nick has communication with the dancers. I suppose I have more of the vocabulary for communicating with the camera department. So between the two of us, it just allowed the day to run really smoothly. I think people afterwards were saying that the set, it felt really calm. From quite early on in the day, me and Nick were thinking, this looks great. This is feeling really good. We just needed to keep going.